Greg Davidson. I'm CEO, Chief Executive Officer, albeit I probably perform a number of roles, being a typical management IT consulting firm that's got about 80 odd people, and I'd perform probably the major functions for the CFO role, which is probably why the interest of coming to the CFO Summit. My background, strangely enough, is IT, but very soon after I did my IT degree, I got sick of being asked by CFOs and financial controllers, how can you tell me about how to run my financial systems and design my chart of accounts and you're not an accountant? So I went and did my accounting degree and said, well, I'm an accountant now. And that's probably held me in good stead throughout my whole business career. I think probably our differentiator as a management and IT consulting company is we've got really good management consultants that can come in and typically we engage at the CFO, the CEO level and understand the business processes and understand the challenges and work on that alignment firstly, and then work on how that can be fixed, where they're at, where they should be, how that can be fixed, and then work out what the technology is that's going to fix it, as opposed to a lot of other technology organisations work on the technology first and then work out how they're going to adapt it. That's the ask about face mechanism. It really needs to be the other way around. So we can help come in an organisation from a CFO or CEO's perspective and do a strategic review, give them an honest opinion of where they're at, where they need to be, what sort of money they should be expecting to spend, help them with some of the common things like their sourcing strategies. You know, a lot of people unwisely believe that you've got an in-house team. That's, you know, because you're paying a direct salary and you're not paying any other overheads, that's a lot cheaper. I think the guy from C3 this morning gave a good presentation on introducing business intelligence, where he introduced something like a $20 million saving. A lot of people said, well, that's pretty hard to see that sort of improvement, but when you look at an organisation of 7,000 people, 500-600 people in IT, a couple hundred in application area, that's gradually grown over the years, and people have accepted, oh well, that's, you know, an increase in line with our revenue and size, and they've accepted it. And haven't actually recognised that there's 30 people doing the same job, and it's a duplication that should never have been there, and some simple technology could have automated and fixed that, which was the example that was given this morning. And we help organisations with a lot of those things, and it's quite surprising the savings that you can introduce quite quickly, especially in the larger organisations. They don't actually recognise it. And one of the important things is also not only within that strategic consulting, helping them develop a communication plan. That's the biggest problem that I think finance and IT areas have. They're not really good communicators with the rest of the business. And if they can break down that barrier and get into the hearts and minds of all the other business leaders, you know, success is guaranteed. So yeah, basically through working out those assessments, working out you know where they should make changes, help them with those business continuity type plans in a sensible mechanism that, you know, only the top end banks, who have to by legislation have to have, you know, full replicated environments that cost them millions of dollars, and sites remotely that they can move their call centres when that one gets bombed. The rest of the world can't afford to spend that sort of money, and sensible plans in place with suppliers that can replace equipment or have another server hosted somewhere that gives you some of your core business stuff, but not all of it, works well.